A slow boil here. We haven't had any eruptions as yet. Duran with a short left hand. Haglar with a left hand of his own to the side of Duran's face. Haglar there showing the stiff jab and then the left cross to the head of Duran.
I think the key question right now in everyone's mind is, can Duran hurt Haglar? We haven't seen any evidence yet. He hasn't hit him with anything, and that's what Haglar's really waiting for. He wants to see.
The second warning from the referee, Stanley Cristosulo, to Duran about a low blow. And we're in the second round.
Early on, Duran is getting under the jab and the straight left of Haglar, and so it'll be incumbent upon Haglar as he blocks that right to use the uppercut effectively on the inside, as he's doing right there.
Haglar working with the free left hand there as Duran was holding on. Duran with a short right.
So far in this fight, it's Haglar who's working harder on the inside. Many people thought it would be Duran who would be ripping shots to the body and the head.
Just past the halfway mark of round 2. Haglar with a left hand to the head of Duran. That straightened him up. That right hand of Duran was blocked by Haglar. And we're starting to get the first indications of strength here. As it looks like Haglar's having no problem moving Duran. Haglar comes from downstairs with an uppercut. Less than a minute to go. Haglar with the left hand on the head of Duran, and Duran gives him a sneer. The familiar sneer of Duran is back. And now we're starting to percolate as the champion, Haglar, is starting to unwind. Duran with the right hand on the head of Haglar.
Duran just waiting to drop the right hand in. He feels that's his ticket to win this fight. So far, most have been blocked by Haglar, but one or two have gotten in. That one was blocked.
The crowd erupts every time Duran throws something, and in the last few seconds he had a right hand block that he missed with a right, but yet there were cheers from the crowd. Haglar seems intent on getting off first. That right hand by Duran was short on the chest of Haglar.
When Haglar is fighting as a lefty, his punches are a little wider. Some people think that may be a problem for him, and Duran may be able to get inside the wide left hand.
Here's the corner. Roberto Duran will try and get a translation.
Sí mismo, compa, no te precipites, ¿viste? Antes apurate el pie. No lo apure, el pie de atrás tiene que mantenerte ahí para cuando él ataca, que le gusta atacar. Sí, tú tienes con qué ahí mismo, ¿ves? Okay.
Ahí viene la bola.
In Haglar's corner now. Too late to pick up any conversation, but Al, it seems that Haglar is being very effective with his jab, but Duran has not been able to solve that.
Well, as we head into round 3, he's landing the jab, but I don't think quite as often as he wants to, Sal. But will Duran be able to avoid it as we go on in this fight?
That right hand by Duran picked off by Haglar again. And through 2 rounds, Haglar staying outside of Duran's power. Step back.
We thought we might see a little more lateral movement from Haglar to confuse Duran. That was something Moore and Cuevas did not do in their fights, but he really has been going right at Duran.
Duran short again. Left to the stomach by Duran as Haglar missed and was out of position. So the legend still has the cute moves, knows when to take advantage.
And as we said at the top, if there's a way that Duran would win this fight, I think it would be that way. Just slipped the straight left by Haglar. It's his defensive skills that I think will make this fight for him. Now on the inside, Haglar doing most of the punching.
Duran insists that he's in tip-top shape. He trained for most of the summer. Haglar did the same. Haglar just brought a right uppercut onto the face of Duran. We're halfway through round number 3.
And this fight has certainly turned into a chess match. If people thought it would be a brawl, so far it is not that. And maybe it was never meant to be because we have 2 master boxers in there.
Haglar showing tremendous respect for Duran, staying outside of his power. He just switched to the orthodox style and banged Duran with a lead right hand. Haglar stays in the orthodox stance and switches left. Less than a minute to go in round 3. Duran with a left to the head. Haglar with a right to the head of Duran. Duran with a short right hand in the face of Haglar. Another right hand by Duran to the head of Haglar. Haglar with a big left hand that rocked Duran. Duran with a right uppercut. And now Duran has gotten Haglar into a major exchange here in round 3. And this is where Roberto wants him at close range, especially on the ropes. You'll notice that Haglar just spun away from the ropes. He doesn't want to be there.
And now Duran coming forward. Apparently he feels after that exchange that he can fight inside with Haglar. And they were both throwing flurries in that round.
Duran moments ago ducked underneath an express train of a left hand by Haglar. Haglar caught nothing but air.
Loosen up, Lou. You're a little bit tight out there. Don't try and knock him out every punch. That's not the name of the game. He's setting back on you, see?
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying not to fall in the trap.
Don't fall in the trap. Relax. A little bit tight. You're trying to knock him over every punch. Don't do that. It's not necessary.
I was trying to get it off.
No, go with the speed.
Some action from round number 3.
And on the inside, people wondered, would Haglar just hold on as he did against Antifermo, or would he throw punches? This indicates he is throwing punches, but certainly Roberto scored well on the inside.
Goody Petronelli told Marvin in the corner just moments ago, don't try and knock him out. It's not the name of the game. He sensed that Duran had lured Haglar into close range exchanges in that 3rd round. Wants Marvin on the outside, boxing Duran, making Duran work, making Duran lunge. Round 4. Duran has closed the distance to Haglar. They're closer than ever before.
And they are both smiling at each other at alternate times during these rounds. There's the jab and the left hand by Haglar. That's what he wants to get in, but Duran has done a fairly good job of slipping that jab. Now here's the dancing and the lateral movement by Haglar. Perhaps we'll see more of it as the fight progresses.
There's no question that Haglar respects the strength of Duran at this point. And Duran with his 3rd warning about a low blow. Of course, many feel it's the advantage of Haglar to make Duran work and make this fight go a long distance.
And now Haglar's starting to throw some feints at Duran and trying to show him a little movement. And so far, Duran, while Haglar hasn't landed much, Duran's going for all those feints.
Right hand by Duran. Haglar with a left to the body. That backed up Duran for an instant. A big swat of a left hand by Haglar, the kind of jab that decked Caveman Lee in the 1st round.
And indeed, now Haglar is starting to get his jab on track, and I guess that's the most important weapon for him in this fight. If he can land it, he'll be very effective.
We're halfway through the 4th. Duran with a right hand, and Haglar didn't even move. A right hand by Duran, right on the butt. That caught Haglar on the chin. Less than a minute to go in round 4.
Duran has shown us one thing. The right hand can get home to Haglar. Hasn't done that much in this fight, but he has landed it several times. That's good news for him and his fans.
A right to the body by Duran, but he paid the price. Haglar countered with a left hook to the head.
Haglar starting to throw some combinations. That's been absent so far from both fighters in the first 3.5 rounds.
Less than 30 seconds to go in the round. No question, Haglar reverted back to the boxing style here in round 4 after getting into a couple of toe-to-toe exchanges with Duran in round 3.
I think by and large he was more effective because of it.
And here comes the chant of Duran's name. As we look into both corners, you see the distances, the number of rounds these two men have been involved in. Marvin Haglar in his 7 defenses went as far